I'm Lady Lila Brown reporting for LB Media Group's Melanated News You Can Use. There's a lot going on in Washington, D.C. as Congress returns from August recess and the presidential race is heating up. Yet the White House remains committed in providing full support to help Los Angeles cure its homelessness crisis through compassionate and continuum care. I'm in the Tom Bradley Tower, which is the uppermost point at City Hall, where Mayor Karen Bass is hosting the senior advisor and assistant to the president and director of the White House Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, Tom Perez, highlighting the strong ties between Los Angeles and federal agencies. They were joined by regional elected leaders, including Los Angeles City Councilmembers, other local mayors, and members of the County Board of Supervisors. This visit comes after HUD announced a critical agreement last month to help the city bring more unhoused people inside faster by simply waiving proof of income and other past requirements for housing. So for example, applicants had to undergo a 30-plus page questionnaire asking people living in tents for proof that they were low income. The agreement allows those in temporary housing to be placed in permanent housing faster by cutting through red tape. In the past, this type of bureaucracy created unnecessary barriers and delays during the application process. Now, if you remember in May, I reported on Los Angeles being one of 5 cities to be selected in a historic partnership with the White House and the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness. The MOU with the Biden-Harris administration has helped the mayor move more urgently than ever before. So later today, the mayor will take Director Perez on a tour of Skid Row. This is a very unique area that hosts the largest gathering of the homeless population right in the heart of downtown Los Angeles.
So again, let me just welcome everybody here. I was very excited when a dear friend, Tom Perez, said he was going to be coming to California, and I invited him here to City Hall so that he would have an opportunity to see the work that we're doing in our city. Before he came to City Hall, of course, we did a tour of the area and talked about our #1 issue, which is the unhoused. And I told him that, 46,000 in our city, but if you look at our county, we're talking 70,000. And then I'm always just amazed at how big our county is with 88 cities. We are bigger than, I think it's something like 40 states. And so the idea that we could all come together and harness our power, and harness that power in Sacramento, and harness that power in Washington, D.C., because our state and federal delegations are the largest delegations in California and in the country. And so we have been very blessed to have our partners in the White House that understand what our challenges are here. And but every chance anybody from the White House says they're coming to LA, I always want them to come and to see the vastness of our city. We've been meeting with a supervisor and the mayors in their district, and it has just been an incredible learning experience. You think you know your city, you think you know your county, and then you hear about what's going on in all of the different cities. So I really appreciate you all for coming.
Welcome, Mayor Bass, one more time. It's really an honor to be here. When I think of Mayor Bass, the qualities that endear you to me and to, frankly, your constituents and to the nation are many of the same qualities that endeared a guy named Barack Obama to this nation. You are the quintessential organizer. You are the quintessential bring people together, the quintessential problem solver. And to watch you at work in Congress was to see a uniter, a fighter, and a person of incredible accomplishment, whose North Star is, frankly, what my faith teaches me, which is that we all succeed only when we all succeed. And that's been your entire career. And it's so remarkable to talk to friends in Los Angeles, how are things going, and to hear, my goodness, we are focused like a laser on this issue of helping people who who are in housing crisis. This is the second time in a week, Supervisor Mitchell. It's great to see you. We were together at the Vice President's residence a week ago to celebrate some really accomplished black women in elected leadership. And there were about 200 there, and it was a remarkable evening. Such a great honor to be there. We are in a moment of grave crisis on the one hand, and on the other, we are in a moment of unbelievable opportunity. I'm convinced of that. If Joe Biden were here today, he would tell you, I've never been more optimistic about the future of America. Because you look at some of the most remarkable accomplishments in American history, and they have come in the throes of some of the most challenging moments in American history. You look at the New Deal, which was passed amid a Great Depression and global conflicts, fascism across Europe, and we built a New Deal. You look at the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, and I think about the Fair Housing Act, which was passed a short week or so after the assassination of Dr. King. You look at the Voting Rights Act of 1965. After the Civil Rights Act passed in 64, people said you couldn't possibly do more, but thanks to Dr. King and Reverend Lawson and others, we accomplished that. So folks, yes, our democracy's on fire, and it's a 5-alarm blaze right now. There's no doubt about that. But what you all have in common in this room is that, most people are trained to run away from the fire, but you all run to the fire. And that's what you all have in common. Because we know that the journey to form a more perfect union has never been a linear journey throughout our history. It's been marked by moments where we say, oh my God, what have we become? I ask a different question. What can we become? And I am so impressed with your commitment to attacking the challenges of unhoused people. This issue isn't just an, passing interest that I studied one day. This is an avocation. And it must be an avocation for all of us. And it must be an all-hands-on-deck exercise for all of us. Local government, state government, municipal government, county government, the federal government, our nonprofit partners. We have so many challenges here. And as I said to the council, and it was a really a privilege of an opportunity to meet Hugo and the rest of the council members today. We can do this. We've made unprecedented investments, the Biden-Harris administration, in partnering with you to combat homelessness. We have identified a handful, literally, of cities where we are taking deep dives to address this. The root causes, understanding that the vast majority of people experiencing homelessness have mental health issues. They have other issues that we have to deal with holistically. And understand that we have to build out a community mental health infrastructure. That we have to make sure that our law enforcement officers are equipped with partners, assertive community treatment teams that can respond and diffuse moments of folks in mental health crisis. We can attack and we can win these issues on homelessness. But it requires, and you have all the ingredients that are required. You have leadership in your mayor. You have leadership on your board of supervisors, 2 of whom are here. You have leadership in local governments. You have nonprofit partners. You have leadership in Governor Newsom. You have leadership in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And I urge you to call us with frequency, because we are here to help. And it's not just providing money, although that's kind of a biggie. And we've provided unprecedented amounts of money, and we will continue to do so. But it's also about marshaling the expertise that exists. As I mentioned earlier to the mayor, I used to be the chair for 2 years of the Interagency Council on Homelessness when I was labor secretary. And people wonder, why is the labor secretary dealing with homelessness? Well, that's a simple question to answer. We want to solve all the challenges simultaneously. Housing first, addressing healthcare issues, addressing job issues. When we do all of those issues together in a coordinated fashion, that's how we succeed at scale. And that's what we're going to continue to do. But we need your help, and we need that continued partnership. And I'm here to say, and I leave you with this, I think it's really important in life to understand the moment of time we're living in. And this is a moment, as I said earlier, of grave danger in our democracy. But this is, and it's so important to understand, that it's a moment of unprecedented opportunity. I mean, all my friends who are serving in municipal government and local government, their favorite term from Washington for a while was ARPA. Here's money. Go figure out how to spend it. You decide, because you know best. That was a partnership in action. It enabled you to do things, Mayor, that you'd wanted to do, you needed to do, but you didn't have the money to do. Well, folks, there are other opportunities of a similar nature. Let's take advantage of them. Let's activate, as the mayor and others are doing, our business community, philanthropy, and others. We can tackle this. I am confident that when the world descends on Los Angeles in 2028, Los Angeles will be touted as a model of how to tackle tough challenges, a model of our nation's remarkable quilt of diversity, a city that embraces our diversity, a city and a county that, if it were its own country, would be something like 20th in the world in GDP. That's what you are. And we will accomplish these tasks together. I was born at night. I wasn't born last night. I understand that tackling homelessness is not a snap of a finger. It's going to take persistence. And there will be moments when we feel we're going sideways. But you know what? When we are all together, marshaling our resources, moving forward, I am confident we can do this. And I want you to know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have great faith in you, Mayor. You got a ton of goodwill in the West Wing of the White House. You have a ton of goodwill in the United States Congress. And that is one of the many reasons I feel so hopeful.
This is Lady Lila Brown reporting from City Hall. Mayor Bass just wrapping up here, where the White House is reaffirming its commitment to ensuring that homelessness and all the crises that exist with that are dealt with urgently and most effectively. Make sure you check out my website, ellabmediagroup.com, and you check me out across all my social media feeds, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, take care and good luck.